Mr. Harry Tomlinson of Maythorpe, whilst walking along the Maythorpe cliff at low tide, noticed a new and substantial fall of earth from the cliff, and under it, partially buried, the body of an horse. He quickly summoned up from the Maythorpe village. The carcass was disinterred and recognised as the famous Black Hussar. For many years, winner of the Young Cup at the County Agricultural Shows. Mr. Khan was riding this animal when he left the Crown Inn. What? I do wish you'd listen to me, Crystal, and take an interest in what I'm trying to do. The whole point is, there is some doubt. Khan's affairs are in a bad way, and I'll talk to you later. Someone's just come up.
Why don't you persuade your girlfriend to buy the Chronicle, Brown, then you wouldn't have to read your stories over the telephone.
Sorry, sir.
What's on the books for today?
County Council appointment of committee chairman.
Oh, back to the mundane round of everyday reality, eh?
But forgive me for saying so. I think we ought to look into that a bit further instead of just accepting it at face value.
I heard what you said about there being some doubt, but that doesn't make a mystery out of it.
You know, what puzzles me is why Khan should so conveniently disappear just when he's faced with bankruptcy and a threat of a libel suit from Alderman Slade. And what about Khan's allegations that certain people look to make a fortune out of the County Council by land speculation?
And it looks as though Khan's allegations were going to cost him 10,000 quid.
Which could be enough in itself to make him do a bunk.
The trouble with you, Brown, is you've got an incurably romantic mind.
I think it's a fishy business. And it's our duty to do something about it.
What do you want to do about it?
I want you to give me time to ask a few questions in the right places.
All right. But be careful how you phrase them. I'll let you write the story yourself, but if you bring a libel suit down on this newspaper, I'll have you weighted down with concrete and dropped so far out to sea, they'll be longer finding you than they will Robert Carr.
Well, the will itself is quite straightforward. I helped Mr. Khan redraft it just after Christmas. He inserted a clause then naming you, Mrs. Beddoes, as his daughter's guardian in the event of anything happening to him.
Chap was as sound as a bell. Never had a day's illness.
But nevertheless, he seemed concerned to put his affairs in order, and he renewed his life insurance, which he'd let lapse at the same time.
5,000, wasn't it?
That's right. Left in trust for Midge. The difficulty is the insurance people won't pay up until we can get probate, and we can't get that without proof of death.
But suppose it's never found?
Well, the procedure then would be to apply for a High Court ruling.
And how long does that take?
It could be as much as 7 years before they'd even consider it.
7 years?
I could be dead by then and Midge a grown woman.
Would you like me to write to Lord Sedgemoor about Mrs. Khan?
Oh, no. I'll do that.
Just as you wish. You might ask him to get in touch with me, though.
But I was going to go up to the high school.
Well,
but
perhaps you'd rather use my telephone.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Kiplington High School, Miss Burton speaking.
Mrs. Beddoes here.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Beddoes.
Of course, you've heard of the dreadful news about Mr. Khan.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I know how close you were.
Thank you. Well, of course, Midge won't be coming back to school for the time being, you know. There's bound to be some talk, and I don't want to subject her to anything of that kind.
No, of course, I understand. I'll leave Midge's return to your discretion. Tell her I'm sorry.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Burton. Goodbye.
Come in.
Alderman Snaith,
Mr. Brown, isn't it?
King's Park Chronicle. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you.
I wondered if you'd be kind enough to give me a few words for our readers.
Well, in my new position, I shall continue my previous policy of introducing, supporting and working for measures which I think will benefit the people of the South Riding as a whole.
Have you any ambition to become chairman of the council, sir?
We already have an able chairman in General Tarkington.
But the general's not a fit man and he's getting on in years. There are rumours that he might retire before long.
Well, I can't comment on rumours. You'll have to ask General Tarkington himself about that.
But you do see yourself as a potential future chairman?
In the event of the chairmanship falling vacant, and in the event of sufficient numbers of my colleagues indicating that they might favour my offering my services, well, then, of course, I should have to consider the matter seriously.
Thank you.
Now, you won't be tiresome and write it off as Snaith makes bid for chairmanship, will you?
Oh, no, sir. I always quote accurately.
Good. In the meantime, there's plenty of work for me to do in my new position as vice-chairman.
The new town scheme is one of your pet projects, I believe.
I've given it my support ever since it was first realised that such a development might be of benefit to the county.
I believe the joint committee are considering two sites.
We naturally prefer to have a choice.
Can you tell me which site you yourself favour?
No. The joint committee's deliberations will be private. I shall make my own recommendation when the time comes and then abide by the majority decision. I think you can be sure that the choice we make will be the right one, considering all the factors involved.
It's sad news about Mr. Khan, don't you think, sir?
Very distressing. Well, you heard the tributes paid in the chamber this afternoon, which naturally couldn't be couched in a formal motion because of the regrettable circumstances. As for myself, it's no secret that Mr. Khan and I took opposing positions on many issues of public importance, but I always found him an honourable and worthy antagonist.
What do you make of the incident, Mr. Snaith?
In what way?
I mean, do you really think he fell over the cliff, or do you believe there could be something else behind it?
My dear Brown, I was in process of serving Mr. Khan with a writ for slander. Now, you wouldn't wish me to slander him now in his absence.
Must say I find it all very mysterious.
Well, all I know is what I've heard and what I've read in the newspapers. I shall accept the conclusion the facts point to until evidence is produced to the contrary.
No, of course, you can't go on with a lawsuit and disprove his allegations, can you?
I'm not on trial, Mr. Brown. It was up to Mr. Khan to prove his allegations in court, not me to disprove them.
It's a pity it can't be all cleared up, though, don't you think? I mean, when people throw mud, some of it's bound to stick, and I must say, the way land on the Leam Ferry Way's been changing hands in the past few months points to some people hoping to make a good profit out of it.
I own no land on the waste, Mr. Brown, so I can only suggest that you pursue your inquiries elsewhere.
You realise I wasn't for one moment accusing you myself, sir.
I should certainly hope not.
Only it seems a pity that if there is any blame, it can't be laid at the proper door.